Good morning. It is slightly warmer than last week. I've just been editing the video like the week before when it was so grim. So there's little pockets of like ice still that are like nearly all melted. But yeah, hopefully this week we're starting to see the weather get better, and hopefully everyone's mood and productivity and everything will go in the same direction. And I am now, I've took the morning, well I was meant to take, come on car, I was meant to take the morning off to do loads of like, paperwork jobs and stuff that has just been building up. And, hopefully I've got most of them done this morning. So I've sent all the calcs and the building regs for the rip-out job, not the rip-out job, the knock-through job that we did for Cozy Living. Hopefully that's signed off. I've sent invoices, I've just sent another quote across. Here's a good one. I've been trying to figure out the best way of, we've got a few jobs coming up that need piling, and a piling machine, dead simple. It's literally, you either drop a weight into the bottom. I'm on about bottom driven piles, by the way, because they're the only ones that we will currently use in our extensions on the yard, like, going forward the foreseeable future. So dead simple system of, you drop a weight down a steel tube that's crimped at the bottom, and if you're dropping it into sand or soft soil that you can't lay a foundation on because it'll sink, it'll tap down, and you keep welding tubes on as you go. So that's obviously the theory behind it. Dead simple, and there's different ways of doing it. So there's ones where like a tracked machine that holds a 500 kilogram weight, and all the machine does, you have a lever that goes like up, down, and you keep tapping it down. The other one is you use a grunder mat, which is actually made for horizontal piling, horizontal boring. So say if you want to dig a hole and then dig another hole the other side of the road, and you send this pneumatic thing, so it's like a breaker it's like a Titan breaker, the same mechanism that that uses to go back and forward and hammer. It does that, but under the ground, and it comes from one trench. You point it in the direction and it comes out the other side. So there's that. However, both of these are quite expensive, and in reality all they are is just a way of like tapping a steel tube into the floor. So I've been looking on my little Chinese websites like I've been doing on Alibaba and all different ones, and I found a company that do like pneumatic air driven winches. And so they come with a frame, a tripod or a frame, which is like lightweight, and then you connect it up to an air source, and it lifts it up, drops it, lifts it up, drops it, the same, but it would be sort of, a lot lighter and a lot easier, and everything would be and it's about, the grunder mats are £20,000 plus VAT. Then you need an air compressor, which is 15 grand plus VAT. So that's an expensive option. Then you still need the winch and a tripod. Then you've also got the tracked ones are about 30 grand, like plus VAT and all fees and whatever else. So it's a lot. It is a big expense. Whereas this one I've found is sort of I've just seen one of my mates, and I bet you he's coming to view this house that I'm viewing now. So anyway, I found one that's about £1,000, and my mate owns a Norton Scrap, and I've messaged him and said would I be able to come and get like a big weight. So if I can get an air driven winch on a tripod already, and then I can obviously get a weight off my mate, it's that, it's like £1,000 versus 30 grand plus. So that's where I'm going. I'll put a little picture of it here, the one I found. However, what else have we got? And this morning I'm going around doing quotes. We've got a bar on Lark Lane that we need to do. And there's one of my mates here. Are you coming to view this house? So I'm just laughing because one of my mates there, he likes to obviously get into buying houses and doing them up or whatever. And he's obviously come with someone else now. He's probably seeing me and gone, because we make jobs work that others can't, if that makes sense, because we're sort of buying them and doing them up ourselves. Our margins are sort of better. So yeah, this is one of the jobs, potential ones that we could buy, or I've also been asked to view it for someone else. So even if we don't buy it, I've been asked to view it anyway, to sort of see if there's any issues or anything with it. So let's go in and have a look, and then there's probably loads of other stuff I've missed off this morning, but I'll take you a walk through on what I look for in developments. So, who are we with?
Nathan from Portus, let's.
We went to school together, didn't we? Nathan was the naughty boy in school, weren't he? But we're just looking at this house. So I've just said on this, when we pulled up, there's I'll show in a minute when I go back out. I actually inquired about other ones on the other side of the street. I've got the fella's details still, but this was actually not the one I thought I'd looked at previously. Look at the size of the skating board. Like, I don't even want to walk there, because see where that bit is, that whole ground is like gone. I just want to see what size they are. Like 14-inch skating boards. But I was just saying to Nathan then, like, there's probably about 15 grand's worth of crap to get rid of here, in terms of, like, well, I don't even know how far back that garden goes, but it's a big, like, rip out job. And you're probably looking at it thinking half of it's gone, but all these floors are goosed. All the just everything. Be interesting to see what this does go for. Is that? Oh, yeah, that's the basement. Look at this. I'm surprised they're letting people view this, to be honest, because, hey, I'm surprised they're letting people view this.
I had to sign a waiver to come in.
Oh, did you? I haven't. I know, water. I know, I thought that was another basement,
like,
did you? Yeah. But even like, so like, I wouldn't even stand there because that floor's gone, like. Here's me other mate viewing it as well. What are you thinking, flats? Are you going to live here?
I'm thinking it's your problem.
There's like mad, like, structural things in here though, isn't there? Like, just random bits of...
That's an old fire. That's been a big fireplace, hasn't it?
Hey, what they've done there though?
With that back up there.
It's almost like something's been there and they've ripped it out, but have you been up there?
No, you can't. You're messing.
I was going to say, like, I wouldn't want to stand on there. But it's got no roof. It's big, like, isn't it? I didn't think it was that big from the outside.
Six flats, it's got planning for.
Yeah.
Because there's this little extension at the back. Is at the back of the house there? Look out there. See this outrigger?
Yeah.
See, next door's got the outrigger there, and then there's planning for this house to have the same outrigger going right out. I think that's like a small one bed going to be in that outrigger there.
Look at the garden, look.
low mower on that. So.
He was just saying 15 grand to clear the garden, and I was like, nah.
Nice, all done. Thanks very much.
Okay, no problem.
You've got nice one of viewings, have you? Yeah. Oh, you've got other people coming and going?
Yeah. That's why I'm wrapped up on.
What's a little kettle with you and little brew?
I guess there's no way of getting round the back. Well, there's no point, is there? Oh, yeah. Or any of the sandstone and that goose. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's all gone there, isn't it? Look. And is the basement part of that? I'm guessing. One of the flats. I mean. How have they left it this long? Right, not really much to sort of. I was hoping to go through that with you and show, you know, what I'd look for and what I would, but I mean the whole house was gone, so there's no point, you know, going through saying like, oh look at this and that. It was, and it's so sad because it's small jobs that snowball into big ones. So all that house was like, you know, there was doorways and stuff where people have gone in and done like repairs or done like put stairs in and stuff like that, but like externally there wasn't anything obvious structurally wrong, which most of the time that's what you're sort of be looking at with those types of houses. However, all that damage has come from the roof. So obviously the roof's been like, you know, had a slipped tile or a slipped slate, and that's rotted the joist, which has rotted everything else, which then the water's been coming in for years. And like, oh, what's the worst thing is the staircases are gone, because they're lovely staircases, all bent, you know, and none of it was really salvageable. So you're talking like, you know, 10, 20 grand, to, maybe more to get, yeah, probably more to get that staircase done. Whereas now, to be honest, if I bought it, I'd just put normal commercial staircases in. Just obviously straight ones with half landings. Sad that, like, you know, so much destruction's come from basically people not looking after it. But having looked at the road, it's in a bit of a mad location, and you know, it's so close to Sefton Park, which is like a lovely park, loads going on. Lots of people want to live there. So Lark Lane, Sefton Park, the houses there, the flats go for loads of money. It's close to town, however, it's also close to like the sort of bad end of like Lodge Lane and the top end of Smithdown, where it's, you know, I know I've sent it to the assisted living company, and I've got a feeling they're going to come back, because I done the viewing with the council. So the ones I do, I try and get a council approval, which is like, you know, the gold stamp for assisted living and any sort of care. And there's more criteria for that than there is for just, you know, you can have companies that set up as care providers and do their own sort of thing, but they won't have the same criteria as the council do. But if you get a council backed one, it's literally like a gold stamp. But I done the viewing with that on mine, and he come round, he loved it, he loved the road. Like he said he went, to be honest, I turned up, and in the back of my mind I'd already said no to this, and he said, I've turned up, I've seen the house, the road, I've met you, I've seen, like, you know, what you've done. And I was walking through explaining what we'd done and stuff like that, and he just said, you know, you've put a lot of care and attention into making these flats as good as they can be, not just your typical landlord that just is like, yeah, don't do that, it's going to cost more, just leave like a little crappy room and this and that. And I'd fully opened everything up and thought about it. So it'd be nice to do that with that one. However, the rest of the road is an absolute state, and I know if someone from the council come out to have a look at that to give it a gold stamp, they would I don't think they would. I mean, I wouldn't. I'd be thinking, well, you know, it's not somewhere I'd want. If one of my family members was in care, I wouldn't want them to go into that road. So I don't think it's one for me for that reason. And yeah, I'm just pulling up to the student job now, see how Ben and that are getting on, and then I'm going to need to give Phil and Paul a ring and see how they're getting on in Formby. You got your goggles on?
Yeah. Doing mistakes.
That's a big ceiling off.
You're doing a small as well.
Yeah. Oh, you even sprayed that?
Yeah, that's
Seems weird, doesn't it, to like have that plastered and painted, and yet we're still plastering this, so we haven't even got beads on here. Looking good. Let's have a look how he's getting on upstairs. So all down here it's been sprayed, which is nice, and we've got a big delivery of flooring. So on these student ones we work bottom up. So some of the builders do the dormer first. Like you literally walk in the front door, and there'll be like no floor, just hardcore, and then there'll be like triple ladders up to the dormer. And I always think that's a bit mad. And then you're putting weight on the back of the houses and all the walls when you're then trying to fit steels underneath it. For me, it's a bit backwards. So we always work bottom, get the extension done, get the try and get the floor done, the first steels, get that floor in, then do the loft steels, build the dormer, and then when you get the dormer built and you're watertight, then you work down then. So we should, as we go up here, we should be flooring getting done nice, and all sprayed ready. So up here should be, there we go. Oh, one sec, let me just turn the music off. So this room's flooring done, painted, ready for Ben's just ordering the MDF for the desks and the wardrobes, and tile's been done in here. Alright then. And we've got Labby doing flooring.
Yeah.
Nice. Morning, just about. Good day. Let's have a look in here. And we've got the flooring done in here. So the final, the home straight now I call it.
Say again?
The home straight. Like the last ones you start getting the flooring that done. It's
starting to look properly.
Yeah, not far off. I am just sat on Smithdown Road and I'm just waiting for the pink salmon on Smithdown Road to open. I am starving. I haven't had any breakfast this morning, and I've got a match tonight. So City of Liverpool, you know, we're interim. Well, I'm interim player / manager, and we're playing one of my former teams, Southport, in the Liverpool Senior Cup. So it should be a good game, and it's a good one to try and win. You know, how good would it be? I mean, we could get absolutely pummeled tonight, but let's go and see. It'd be good, obviously, first season as interim manager / player. If we, you know, could progress in the cup, and you know, imagine we won the cup. I've won it before. I've won it a few times with Southport, and I don't know if it was Marine, but yeah, I'm just waiting for that to open. If anyone hasn't been to Pink Salmon on Smithdown Road, give it a go. I think they do delivery as well on Just Eat or Uber Eats or one of them. Have a look. Honestly, it's like when you say sushi, you go, oh, I don't like cold fish, and it's hot food. So like, I'll show you mine. I'm gonna go in now. I get like hot crispy duck, prawn, chicken, and this is all hot. They do like hot salmon with sushi. Oh, it's so, honestly, it's so nice. But this morning, I again, for ages, I've been looking for a pump truck, but not just a normal pump truck, a rough terrain pump truck. So I am the new owner of this. So these go for, if I look online now, rough terrain pallet truck. You know, these are like £1,500 new, like £1,500 new, and I just think, I wish one day I will be in that position where I just look at stuff like that and go, yeah, I'll have that. I could try and get one from China, but and then second hand, they seem to like hold the value a bit. There's like, you know, £800 pre-owned, and even like there's some like really rough ones. Like, look at the state of this one. £570, and it's absolute rust bucket. That's £570. So I got this one for £400, so quite happy with that. And it's you know, looks in good condition. It's they do different weight ones. They do like a 1 ton, a 1200. This one I've got is 15. Look at this one. So I've paid similar amount for mine as that. Look at that. Oh, it's in Chorley as well. Not even that far away. That literally looks like a pure prehistoric one, doesn't it? But so I'm happy. So because I've got it for 400, I was going to send one of the lads or ask my uncle to do it. However, now I've just got a pallet company to go and pick it up. So I'm hoping. Obviously, I did book it down as a large, oversized pallet, and like the weight and sizes and stuff. So I'm hoping they don't get there and go, it's not on a pallet. You know, why would you put a pallet truck on a pallet? The fella's going to use a pallet truck to pick up the pallet truck. But I'm hoping they don't do that. So this will enable us now to be able to pump truck a pallet of bricks onto the trailer and pump truck them off. So the only trailer I've got at the minute that's got a ramp, but I've got ramps separate, but I don't know. I don't think I could use ramps for that one. So the digger trailer. So that one we can get one pallet on with the pump truck. So if someone wanted a delivery of one pallet, like 400 brick, we could now, you know, drop that off to a job. However, I'm looking at getting another trailer. 9 trailers isn't enough. I need 10. So I'm looking at getting a big, massive, long one for the shifter conveyor belts, so they can go on it without having to lift them up and down. You can just wheel them on. So one person at the yard could wheel them on, get to the job and wheel them off. And if we have one of them, we can use this pump truck with a proper ramp and pump truck 2 pallets on. That's the idea. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So we'll see when that gets delivered. Hopefully Thursday, I think it's getting dropped off. But yeah, it's this shop should have opened now, so I'm gonna go and get some sushi. Oh, look at that, it's steaming. So I've gone for duck and chicken and avocado. Like I say, this is steaming hot. So, and these are nice as well, little peach drink.
Where's the switch from? There was a switch here.
So I bet people won't be expecting this. This is the back of a bank vault. So no welder Fab has done one where he's cut these out. There's one fella who I subscribed to, and he had to go in and cut these out. He said, like,
Did he? Yeah.
it was a nightmare, like. Yeah. But yeah, here's one of the. You can hear the echo in here, can't you? How thick, yeah, how dense it is. So this is
Bomb shelter.
for the bomb shelter, yeah. So what did it used to be? The co-op?
No, it used to be NatWest Bank.
NatWest.
Yeah.
Another one.
It was the first drive-through bank in the UK.
A drive-through bank.
Yeah, you pass by.
Just throw your money.
Put your money in. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
God, look how thick they are.
Check this one.
Wow.
Almost 30
That must have been.
centimetres or something.
That must have been the £50 notes in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're looking on. What have you put planning in for previously? To put 6 flats, and it's not been refused. It's just been.
Well, we're waiting now. It's the final
To be
stage.
honest,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, the last application we've done is for 6 flats, but not going up more than 3-storey, but going all the way back to like the edge of the church,
Yeah.
where the canopy is. Did you have a look at the canopy for the drive-through?
No.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Hold on, so that's the basement. Then we've got on the ground floor.
Yeah. So this is the.
It's bigger than you think. Because when I've driven past it, it doesn't look.
That's big, yeah.
Is that going to lock? Oh, so you put. Yeah, I get you.
So the plan is to go right the way across here.
And we are smacking the We're smacking the middle of town, really, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, not the canopy shot?
Oh, from there.
Oh,
It
well,
goes,
that'll be 6 rooms on each floor.
it goes right the way across to the end.
Well, three, that's
The reason why we apply like that is because that's there, so there's no harm in that extra bit. And we just wait a bit.
is that going to go just to there now or right to the top?
No, no, no.
So you're still waiting on that? That might come through. You see, this used to be obviously NatWest Bank, the first drive-through bank. That's mad, isn't it? But yeah, they're putting planning. I mean, I can't see why they wouldn't get planning permission when everything else around here is that height. But as you've probably seen on my channel, the planning's not always common sense. Let's have a little look further inside. It's a nice little new build. So they're actually my neighbours. Where I live, like a lovely family next door, and they've bought this property years ago, and he said for 3 years they've been trying to get planning on it, and it's just been sat there, you know, not doing anything. And so he said he's seen what we're doing, and he was saying that, you know, is there anything they can do on permitted development to just get something moving on it, you know. They're still waiting on planning, I think, for 6 flats, but they said ideally they'd want to do Airbnb style, where it is in the middle of town, and they've got a few Airbnbs. So I'll speak to Darren. It's probably one for Darren, that, because I'm quite good at student HMO regs and permitted development, what you can and can't do, residential permitted development, what you can and can't do. However, I'm not too clued up on commercial to residential permitted development, so yeah, I'll give Dan a call and see if there's something we can do to help them out. But I say they want me to sort of get involved and obviously see if we can do the building work for them as well. So there'll be something there. We'll see what happens. It's been a bit of a frustrating day, hasn't it? In terms of, I've been to that other house and it's frustrating to see, you know, the house was derelict so much, and then that one, and it's frustrating for them, you know, 3 years of planning back and forth. That's, and you'd think they'd want something doing. I don't understand why the system's so, you know, anti-progressive. But yeah, there's a big plot of land there as well. Just driving through Sock stuff, yeah. Princess Road. Come on, mate. But yeah, I don't know what to do now, as I've got to go back to, oh no I haven't, I've got to go to the plastic place. I'm going to go there, and then I was either going to go to Formby, but by the time I go to Formby I'll be driving back, so I'll probably just focus today on doing all the crappy jobs that I've been putting off, and hopefully just try and get all invoices and quotes and paperwork and whatever else bits done, which will allow me to focus tomorrow I'm on the extension job. Although it's hard. I've got my sister's house that we're trying to get that outhouse done so that we can move all the stuff and start the extension. But then I don't want to start the extension until I've got the piling machine, otherwise we'll be paying someone to come in and do the piling when that payment could have went towards paying off a machine that we're going to buy for piling. So I'm in a rush, but I'm not. So yeah, I don't know, heads all over the place here. So that'll do. There's enough van vlogs today, isn't there? Are you about to get your standing knife out then? Just cut that bit out there that says do not cut. Scott, just turn that music off a sec. So we got, I've just been to the plastic place in Old Swan, and I actually walked past these, and when Sam, the owner of the student one, said about I mentioned to him about doing panelling because Mick was, I seen the maintenance guy and he was like, oh, what are you doing? He went, oh, I'm doing another bloody shower tray. For some reason, the students keep cracking these shower trays and they're like 40 mil thick, solid stone. So that, like, I don't understand how they're doing it, but that's the back. Are they back to back or is the front of it? You can see.
Oh, it's like marble fish.
Yeah, I'll spin it round so YouTube can see. So it's called matte onyx Carrara marble. I seen it and I thought, as soon as I seen it, I went, I'd have that in mine. I'd have that. And I thought, yeah, that's... Oh, come on. Come on. You're going to have to pull one of them off, aren't you? Right, here's the big reveal. Would you have these in your house? See, I like that. And it's like a matte finish, so it doesn't look like... I think that's nice, isn't it? So, it was that, or like a grey carrot, like just this, you know, without the... But I said to Sam, I said, to be honest, I like that one, but I said, I don't know, and he said, no, he said, I like that as well, go with it. So I just FaceTimed the owner from Marbella, and he's like, yeah, yeah, go with that. The only thing I don't like is just the idea of the trims. Yeah. So what I'm going to suggest you do is, you know, similar like we do the plasterboard where you cut the back and then bend it. See if we can do it with this. So it's a oh, going on to go. I'll get a video of what we spoke about earlier and obviously putting it into practice. So you've used the ladder to get up to the hard areas and we've just got obviously there and where the ladder's touching and then fill that in later. So what have we got? Another day of plastering?
Another day and a half.
Yeah, and then
covered as well, yeah.
Yeah. And we'll that should work out nice. I say we're on the extension job tomorrow, so I'll try and make sure we get the electrics and plumbing done so that we can start boarding, yeah. And I'll have to order a couple of pallets or two of plasterboard and insulation. Here it is. Oh, who's got the music on? How did you find doing the rubber? Dead thick, innit?
A couple of little spots we still got to go back.
But it's like, was it good straight on the wood?
Yeah.
Because we done it on the with mesh and it was awful. But it was good straight onto the wood.
I mean, obviously we dried that. Yeah, straight on the wood, yeah.
Have you done one or two? Two. Huh? I'm just wondering whether we get, you know, they do that fin reinforcements. So you know, if you get in shower trays when you do a wet room, that type of reinforcement. I reckon it needs that, not the fiberglass.
Definitely, it's like, even if there is like little gap, it's all because it's like self-level.
Yeah.
So it's everything is always going, like wherever gap is gonna find is going. You need to use some kind
Tapes,
of
yeah.
or something.
Yeah, so I reckon we get, do you know which one I mean? It's like, we have like a fiberglass roll and then they do another roll which is like, it's almost like see-through, I'd have to find a picture of it. I can't remember the name of it either. It's like a see-through one, it's like, it feels thinner, but it's like, it's stronger than fiberglass. It wasn't, when we were doing it with the rubber, it was picking the fiberglass up. Whereas this other one, you know, like the wet room stuff that you do the corners in?
That one was just split
Was it?
It was like top layer was coming off.
Pulling it?
And that was so thick.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's alright.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
Because of the temperature.
Yeah. Because I'm only looking like, see, like obviously the edges where you've done it, it's nice when it goes over it, isn't it? But it'd be better if we had like a little thin. I'm gonna buy one when I do, because we've got to do my sister's. But the weather this week is just rain every day, so I don't know.
It might rain, it might not rain. If you try and do something outdoors, it'll rain. If you do it indoors, it'll be a dry day.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so one of the questions I had was in terms of when you look at because I'm just looking on the Screwfix website now, you've got sort of so there was like a 14.4 kilowatt, and then there was an 11 kilowatt. And when I look at the output, they seem similar, other than the BTUs for the central heating. But if we don't need that BTUs, are we better getting the 11 kilowatt, or are we better having a bit of wiggle room with the 14.4 kilowatt, or will it turn on?
Just to be clear, just to be clear, is this a combination boiler or a system boiler?
Combination.
Right, so the one thing I can assure you of is that none of those combination boilers are going to be suitable for your hot water needs.
Okay.
So, for 3 showers, you would need a cylinder. You would need to fit one of our electric boilers in conjunction with a cylinder.
Okay.
So that would either be, if you know what BTU you require, it may very well be that even if the 11 kilowatts overkill, we do a 7 kilowatt system boiler.
Mm-hmm.
If that's fitted in conjunction with a cylinder, then I imagine that should do the job. But again, that's dependent on your calculations.
I get what you mean. So if we did a 7, I have seen the 7 kilowatt. So what flow rate would you recommend is a standard shower?
A standard shower, so it's tricky because it depends on the shower head. I would say your most economical shower heads are typically operating at around 6 litres a minute.
Okay, so that's the boiler does one shower basically.
They can go anywhere up to 10 litres a minute. Monsoon showers, you see those big overhead showers.
Yeah.
They
I just mean the Strom boilers that I've looked at. They said like between 6 and 7 litres a minute.
Yes, that's per shower though. Obviously, if there's any possibility that someone might be in another shower at the same time, you're certainly not going to have it operate.
So that's what I mean. So at the moment, the Strom boilers in Screwfix I'm looking at, they'll only do one shower.
Absolutely, yes.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. So we'd need a cylinder for obviously anything other than one shower. So at the moment, even if we had one shower and someone turned the kitchen sink on, it'd affect it, wouldn't it?
100%.
Okay.
If even the most powerful one, the 14.4, if the shower's in use, you do not want anything else in use, because ultimately all of that performance you will want going to your shower.
Yep.
So they're usually quite popular for small studio, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom
flats,
where it's not like that anybody else is going to be using any other hot water whilst you're in there.
So you were just showing me this, weren't you? And these are the new downlights from Screwfix. And when you took that off, I was thinking, oh god, like you've got to get bulbs for them. But no, you just said that it's got warm white, natural white, cool white, and with the flick of a switch, you can have the bing. So have you ever done? Oh, and they're angled.
But as soon as you put this on, it flams it. So.
Oh, so why did he do that?
Not sure.
I was going to say, that's quite cool, isn't it?
But yeah, as soon as you screw that back on,
As soon as you put that on, it flattens it. But the amount of times, have you ever gone into a house and they've got like four like cool white and then 2 warm white? That's good. So I just spoke to the company who do obviously the boilers, electric boilers, and they've recommended fitting a tank. However, I've just had this in mind where I've got a tank in mine, and yes, I've got hot water, but if I run the bath and Rachel uses the shower, we lose the pressure. So it's not to do with the hot water, it's the pressure. So I'm going to check that when I go home, actually.
Do you have a pump on yours?
We have a pump.
Cold water, isn't it?
You know, so it comes from the cold water pressure, doesn't it? But we have a pump that pumps it like hot water to keep it hot, but in the cylinder, and a secondary hot. But we don't have like a pump, like a mains water pump. Maybe that's what you need to add as well. It all just goes a bit like we just spoke to the owner, and then he was saying, well, look, they've got like 50 odd houses and they've never had a complaint since. I think the students probably like do it and go, oh, like, you know, the water pressure's gone, and then go out and go, are you having a shower? And they go, yeah. How long are you going to be? And they go, oh, like 2 minutes. So we'll see whether we end up fitting a cylinder or... But then, yeah, so the only reason...
Turn the tap off.
The only reason we do have the free showers is so that you don't have to walk down to one area.
So public houses, wine bars and drinking establishments, which used to be Class A4, are now considered sui generis use class. So there's no permitted development rights to change those to residential without planning permission. But if it was for Class
Offices.
E sale, offices, or a place for the sale of food and drink for consumption on the premises, so like a restaurant, rather than a bar, then you would have permitted development rights for it.
And if you have permitted development rights for it, like, how much can you change? Because obviously that one now, it's like it's got windows and stuff. Can you change windows and stuff, or is that planning?
No. You can't make any physical alterations to the external of the property. So
I thought I said that to them. I said, I think you're going to be stuck by the windows on this one.
Yeah, we did one in an application up in McGulf where we just did a simple planning application to add a window onto a building, and the council couldn't refuse it because there was no issue with it. But then you find out that as soon as we did that and sold the window, then we'd be looking to use permitted development to convert it. Yeah.
So did you get away with it that way?
Yeah.
But if you'd have put plans in for that and the window, they just said no.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be permitted development if you needed to include the window as part of it.
But that's what I mean, but they probably would have refused it if it was just a blank application to go, oh, we want to turn it into this and that. It's so weird.
Yeah, exactly, if it was a planning application,
It just doesn't make sense, does it?
I know, because it just creates a lot of work for everybody that could just be avoided.
Yeah. Okay, so they need to know, is there any way they need to know what use class it is now? Is there like a public record for that, or?
I'm just having a little look online. So I've just pulled out the plan history. The current application is to demolish the existing building and erect a 3-story part 4-story building with apartments. And just have a little look on the application form. It should say what the building is currently. But I think because it's a charity, mental health charity use, I wonder whether the council consider it a sui generis use or whether they would consider it Class E.
Because I said this to them about they've got to be careful about changing use classes, because is it right that permitted development allows you to transfer one to another, but then to go back requires planning sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. So the application form says that it's a funeral care parlour.
Yeah.
Is that right?
So they said it was a bank, then a funeral.
Okay.
So on these, these use classes, do you have to apply to planning for these change use classes?
Sometimes, yeah, it depends.
Yeah.
Like, Boris Johnson changed all the use class orders back in 2021, and he simplified it a lot. So a lot of stuff falls now within Class E, which is commercial, business and services.
Mm-hmm.
So like a day nursery or a crash is the same as an office or.
And is that good? So that's got PD then?
Yeah, so then you don't need permission to change in between those. So you can change from a restaurant to a crash or from an office to
that's better then,
a
yeah.
shop and all that kind of stuff where you don't need planning permission. The idea was that it means that the high street wouldn't be so like it would encourage people to rejuvenate the high street because shops could change to cafes and restaurants without having to apply for planning permission, and it was just a bit more flexible.
Yeah, makes sense for once.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then whereas before it used to be, the office to resi conversion was one of the only things you could do under permitted development. Now you could do not just office to resi, you could do shops or cafes and all that kind of stuff to residential.
So let's just say that this falls under permitted development. They can't, if they turn around and go, listen, planning making it awkward, they're saying we can't do anything to it, blah blah blah. They could turn around and we could demolish inside and rearrange the floors, the staircases, but like, what can we do in terms of residential? Like, what's the maximum they could do in terms of?
You would need to comply with space standards, NDSS space standards. They would assess it in terms of whether each property would have sufficient daylight and outlook, and ventilation would be affected by noise.
Oh yeah, but so let's just say if we've got, because I'm going to go in and measure it and go, right, there's windows here, there, and I'm going to go, right, I can make a room there, a room there, a room there, a room there, a room there. If it was possible to have 5 rooms or 20 rooms, is there a cut-off where it's...
No, there's no cut-off, no.
Oh really? So if you had a huge office building and it had loads of windows and it had, everything was, met standards, you can permit a development, you can turn that into...
Yes.
Can you do a hotel, or is a hotel a different class?
No, hotel would be a different class.
Okay, so what's it got to be classed as residential then?
C3 is class.
So in terms of them, can they do flats?
Yeah, they could do flats. Yeah.
Oh, good. So they could turn that into flats.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It used to be limited to 1,500 square meters, but they did away with that recently. So you could do, like, if you've got a huge, massive office building, you could change that to residential now.
All right. Okay,
so the
that's
good
good.
example is Silk House Court on Tythebarn Street.
Yeah.
That got changed to residential.
Or the tobacco warehouse now.
Yeah. Well, tobacco warehouse would have been an example. Yeah.
Yeah. So what?
I don't know if that's listed though, so it might not have applied.
Oh yeah, because you lose your PD unlisted.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. No, they'll be happy with that then. But I don't know. I think there must be. Surely they can do something on planning better than, converting it on PD.
Yeah, you would think so. And we've used the argument in the past where we've said, well, look, we could do this under PD, but surely you would prefer us to do this by a planning application because it just works out better for everyone. Yeah.
Well, I did say that to them. One thing I've sort of got the gist of now with planning is that, they are humans. And like, if you go in for something like big and then settle on something that a bit less, it's just like a bit of a game, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it can be sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, so they can do that on permitted if it's use class E.
Yeah, if it's use class E, then yeah.
And how do they confirm that?
And they could do a lawful development certificate, or they could just ask by email to them to confirm.
So
that they'd agree.
Can they do a lawful development certificate for, like, to turn it into flats?
So it would be a prior approval application that you need to do.
But they're better doing that, aren't they, if they want to be sure?
Yeah. You need the prior approval. So although it's permitted development, you still need to do the prior approval. Okay.
So if I measure it, have a look what they can do in terms of standards. So obviously building reg standards. What's the other standards that we need to look at in terms of
Just the naturally described space standards, so they're for room sizes.
Yeah. So they can do flats, but they can't do bedrooms, say, or
They can
unless
do
they
flats,
did
but
it as
can't
like
do
one.
a big HMO.
They could do it as a HMO.
No, they can't do it as
They
an
can't.
HMO.
HMO requires planning.
Yeah, yeah.
But if it was one house, it can have as many bedrooms. But if they want to use it as a HMO, it requires planning.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I understand that now. But flats, they can get as many flats in as, you know, the requirements allow.
Yeah, as many flats as the space standards allow, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll speak to them that. I'll measure it and see what we can get. And it might be that obviously we'll give you a shout to do the lawful development certificate, the proposed.
Yeah.
And then hopefully it's but yeah, I can't help but think that they'd be doing something better on planning, because it's not exactly like a nice looking building.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And I said to them, if they knock it down, they get 0% VAT as well if they do a new build.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So
Yeah, you'd think it would be a win-win, because the council gets something a bit nicer and the client gets something a bit more valuable.
yeah. All right, well, I'll let them know that, and we'll see. I don't know. I think they're waiting to hear back from planning, but I don't. They didn't seem too confident, really. So
Yeah.
I think they've been 3 years back and forth with this. So
Jeez, it doesn't surprise me.
have you heard any more on the yard?
No.
Did you get the plans off Thomas?
Yes, yeah, I did.
So we've submitted them. Oh,
yeah, that's all gone off. Yeah.
one thing I was going to say to you was that I was on like my YouTube phone, and I couldn't find it on my phone, and I couldn't be bothered like trying to transfer it. So I just done a planning search for my application on the council website, just to get like some info or whatever, and it come up with I don't think I've bloody screenshot it now, or maybe it was on that phone, and it was saying something about B8, so that's warehouse, isn't it?
Storage.
Yeah, so that's not, is that what Stuart was saying that I wouldn't get?
He's saying that you wouldn't get it as if it was like a distribution warehouse. Yeah.
But B8's still the same as...
Yeah, but you're not distribution, you're about storage for your own business.
Okay.
So I've made that clear when I submitted everything over to Stuart and Hannah. I specifically used the wording that Stuart referenced, because we said you wouldn't get it for anything other than storage of materials for the ongoing operations of the
builder's yard.
Yeah. So I just described it exactly as that, as the storage building for the storage of materials for the ongoing works of the building yard.
Clever.
Yeah, so there can't be any ambiguity. You can't say that it's not been clear exactly what the building's for.
Okay.
We've explained it exactly what it's for, and he's already said that would be acceptable. So.
But that's just his opinion.
Exactly, yeah. And he's also said in another email that he's not going to support the application. So it's just making it more and more difficult for them to justify their refusal.
Yeah. So what do you think they'll come back with now in terms of the funeral? They'll still say that it doesn't fit in with the street?
Quite possibly. I mean, when I sent it over, I said to him that I made the point about how it we've taken the feedback on board and reduced the scale and the height of the building, and also clad it in to match the neighbouring building. Yeah. So they might still come back saying, despite all that, we still think it's not acceptable in terms of the location. But I think.
I think that's their biggest sort of.
For them to justify.
Yeah, you think, is that their biggest refusal? Because everything they've said other than that now we've answered, haven't we?
Exactly. Yeah, we have. Yeah.
So it's just that they don't think the location is right for a shed,
Yeah.
even though it's, you know, single story and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Okay, so next thing is hopefully they, you know, whatever happens, something as long as something happens. So if they refuse it, then obviously the ball's in our court to either like appeal it or.
Yeah.
Okay. Sam?
Yeah, all depends what the reasons for refusal and what they say. Until we've got that, it's just guesswork.
Yeah. Okay. Sound? We'll wait and see what they say then.
Yeah, I'll let you know as soon as we hear anything further.
Yeah. No worries. And I'll let you know on this. But I mean, off the top of my head, I'm thinking surely they just go back in for planning for something a bit better.
Yeah, and it might be a case of doing a pre-up with the council to say, well, you didn't like that scheme, you refused that. Depending on what the reasons for refusal are, it might be a case of, well, here's the tweak design, go back in for a quick pre-up, see if there's any final tweaks they want to make, and then resubmit.
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell them that.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Thank you very much.
No problem at all.
I'll speak to you soon.
Speak soon.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Well, that was Darren, and as always, you know, I don't know if it comes across in the YouTube because I don't always record my conversations with Darren, because obviously I don't want to sort of I want to obviously get across like how good he is. Like I say, he just goes then like, oh, blah, 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 2001, oh, this, that, and you're just like, oh, Sam, and he just, you know, he just knows stuff off the top of his head, which is brilliant. So yeah, it's been a busy day, that is the end of Monday. I've got to go in now and get ready for footy, but I've also had, I feel like I've had a day of being the boss today. Like I've actually ordered stuff, organised stuff, I've gone away, priced jobs, and I've met with people, and I've, you know, done all these bits, and it's felt like, oh, like I'm doing what I should be doing. And then I've also been to the jobs and go, whoa, stop there, do this, do that. Oh, let's have a look at that. Oh yeah, put this there, do that. And like, you know, stopped future mistakes or improved stuff going forward, which is good. So yeah, hopefully the rest of the week is as good as today. However, the weather is just crap for the rest of the week. So hopefully that doesn't stop us going forward. But yeah, see what we get on tomorrow. Tuesday morning, and as promised, we're back on the extension job. So need to get the electrics first fixed and the plumbing first fixed done, and I need to order a load of insulation and plasterboard as well. And we need to get the back doors in, don't we? And we need to somehow pull all these flags up and spread that out.
I was just going to start taking all that out ready for that, because obviously with the wiring until you were here, it didn't know like your measurements for the sockets and stuff.
I've got a soffit on top of my roof as well. For here. The music police are out again. The high-vis police are out again as well.
Oh, yeah, the high-vis out yesterday. It's only because you opened your mouth, that.
So, are these the last windows? These are the last ones to go in, aren't they? No. And they've sent us the glass. Where we put it?
I'll put it in the other room, so it's
Oh.
far about way.
They sent us 2 new darker glasses. And yeah, Phil, gonna get a video of this.
Ah, yeah.
Cameraman Phil.
Cameraman Phil,
Me new
getting paid to stand still.
Sockets $4.50 off the deck, and I'm gonna use my new spit gun rather than. I should have done that one really, shouldn't I?
It's not that new though, is it? You've had it for a while.
This is now. This one's not the best. It's blocking me light now.
Well, you're blocking the view of the camera.
Right, so I've got it the same distance in off the wall. How much easier is that?
Easy as
I
pie.
like that. I like
Easy.
that. Hey,
Yeah,
I do.
easy as pie.
I'm a fan of that.
I've got loads of fun.
And what else we got to do? Ronnie's doing the plumbing. First fix in there. So we are just trying to get everything ready for insulation and plasterboard. So I need to go and actually order the insulation and plasterboard, because I'm hoping end of the day we'll have all this wiring done and the plumbing in. So there's no reason why we can't start doing this side of the house tomorrow. Alright, so in the bathroom we've got the little frame we've built, and we put a piece of hardwood on that, and the shower trays arrived. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get some plasterboard this afternoon, board that side, the back. We're going to fit the shower tray, and then we're going to put a piece of plasterboard this way, because they want a stud wall here, which is going to house the mixer valve for the shower. So what they've wanted is, they don't like the shower where you walk in and as you turn it on it comes down and you get soaked, sort of thing. So what we've come up with, or what they've asked for, is they want like a half stud wall there, so the mixer will be here on the inside. So I said to them, there are ones you can buy, you can buy ones with electric leads that actually go to your bedroom, and you can sit there in your bedroom and press a button and it'll turn the shower on and warm it up, and you can set the temperature in your bedroom. I did have one of them in my old house, but we didn't really use it, so I wouldn't really recommend it. A bit of a gimmick. But the options with these are, what I said to them was that you need to have, and then I've also done one where we've done this on the outside. So we've done this like here, say, and then you're in the shower, and you can, stand outside, turn it on, and obviously the shower will come up the top here. However, you do need, when you're in the shower, it depends on, like, obviously, the temperature outside, inside, what your boiler's set to. There are times where you're in the shower and you need to adjust it. So what I've said to them is, have it, like, if you have it here, or sort of like behind you there or something, where you can still access it whilst you're in the shower. You can go, I want to make that a bit hotter, or you can turn it down, and but you can also, turn it on without obviously getting soaked. So and then we've also just done, I've got these a while ago from, I went to like one of the elect shows, and they had these which are cool. So these they come as a pair and they slide in together. Let me see if I can show you. Let me just bend this one off. So that one slides into that one. But the only annoying thing is that the sizes, and I don't know whether they do different sizes, but you'll bend them back, and so for like this one where we've got the stud, we've got a smaller stud because of the pipe, it won't work. So I think they come in 35.5, which should be, there you go, should be the gap in between a normal stud. However, the way things go, you haven't really got that many unless you've got a long run, because you've always got a door frame or something else. So it'd be better if these were like half the size and they stretched out to 35.5. Because you've only got like this one now is bigger because we're putting the stud in. So you can stretch that out now, as you can see, and it'll fit there. And then you've got somewhere to like clip your pipes or connect cables and stuff. This is another one we always try and do, is so we've set this out now for, this is going to be a vanity unit. However, we've also set it out as if it's going to be, it could be one that's going to be on show. We can't do that, so we'll have to move these apart because that's a double one. We'll have to put two of them in and space these apart because they come with a circle chrome disc that goes over. So I'll take that one off and put two in. But then we've got this set at the right height so that that comes straight out and into the trap. So if they did want to go for a pedestal, a wall hung, a vanity, it answers all three. Rather than, I've done it in the past when I first started out, I just used to bring them out absolutely anywhere and think, we'll sort that out after. But now we're getting a bit more cuter in terms of with the toilets as well. So if you find out what toilet you're having, you can see where about the flex you'll come out to connect into the things. I've done that before in one of the previous houses where we've brought it out too low or too high or the wrong side. So normally the toilet will have you can have it on either side, but some of them are on one side. So for this one, obviously the shower, as you walk in, we don't want to see the flexi. We want it to be hidden on like that side of the toilet because you're less likely to see it. The less you can see, the better. And then you can also get ones that are completely concealed, so they'll be in the back of the toilet. Yeah, right, I'm going to go and grab lunch and we'll carry on with plumbing and electrics. What's next? Do you know what I did before? So I went, obviously had the trailer on here, went to the end of the road, tried to do a U-turn, forgot I had the trailer on. And obviously like jackknifed it. And I was like, oh, obviously got out, was like a fucking sign, you know, got to the yard, picked up this, another conveyor belt that this other builder was selling. And got to my yard and the trailer wouldn't unhook because it bent it and the trolley, like the jack wheel wouldn't go down. So I was like, oh my God, what are we going to do? It's stuck on, we can't get it off. So we were like, right, we took the conveyor off, took it out, and then I jackknifed it the other way. Yeah, and it twisted it back. Yeah, probably, we've got the other packers, have we?
Yeah, them little ones.
Anyway, we're on the extension job and you've got the doors in, haven't you? So I didn't do any bloody videos. I've hardly done any videos today, actually. Because I'm tired. You're so tired. I played the game last night. I retired and I played 90 minutes Saturday and then I played yesterday as well.
Oh, give Andy a round of applause,
Yeah.
please.
Get the little violin out.
I watched 2 hours of footy at the weekend.
You watched it? But we're just getting the last one. That one was the hardest one to get in because we could do it the suckers, except they're on the other van. So we had to like try and manoeuvre that into place without, you know, putting any pressure on the panes of glass on the sides. Because if anyone knows about glass, like if you hit it this way, I mean, have you ever done that? Like tried to smash a glass with a hammer that way, and it's like, it's like you're there and you tap it in the corner and the whole thing just goes. So this is 6mm toughened as well. I'll go and show you the just the thickness of it actually. I was just saying this is 6mm toughened this. So you can see the actual thickness of the glass versus
Tough enough to make milkshake.
Tough enough to make milkshake. I don't reckon YouTube are ready for your I said it. I was going to say your sayings, but yeah. It felt like a bit of a slow day, just me and you, hasn't it? Phil and Paul have gone to my sister's job in Formby. They're going to get the roof done so that hopefully she can move stuff out the sheds and then we can demolish the sheds and get ready for the extension. So I need to hurry up and get a piler machine sorted. So either, you know, I keep saying if I'm ever going to get a piler machine, this is the time to do it because we've got the yard, my sister's, the student job, like there's loads to do. So it'll pay for itself in the start of this year basically. But it's proven a bit more difficult. Do you know what I don't get? So like, you know, like I've bought that mini digger from China for like £5,000. It's got tracks, it's got hydraulics, it's got, you know, it's got everything. And a piler machine is actually like, you know, the same, if not less than that. And yet they're like 30, 70 grand. But, you know, if they can do a mini digger for £5,000, why can't they do a piler machine for £5,000? And it's like, so I'm looking at it thinking, we might be one we just make it run. I'll just buy a quick fast release winch, hydraulic, and we'll just make an adapter to go on my digger. So I was thinking we could, well look, so you'd have the same hydraulics, eh? It's just got a motor with it, you know, the quick release I've got for the auger. on my digger. It's just that, but instead it goes to a winch. So it winches it up, and then what we'd do is I'd make a quick hitch, the same as the digger buckets, and we'd lift the digger arm up, and then you'd make a tripod for us. So the tripod comes attached to the winch.
Lift the steel out after you pull it in.
So you place the little steel tube in, and it lifts the like the 100 kilogram weight up, and winches it up, and then so we'd put the tube into the weight, and then put it in position, and then start tapping it, and then the digger, basically the digger's just acting as the motor, and the tracks, and the tripod is actually taking the weight for the winch. That's what I've got in my head. I'm thinking, why can't we have that? A piling attachment for the digger. Because they do hydraulic ones, hammer ones. But obviously we don't want a hammer, we want a drop hammer. Because my digger's not powerful enough for that. But it should be powerful enough to power a winch.
How does it bump?
A quick release, so it picks it up like a winch, dead slow, and it drops it. So you pick it up half a metre, let go, and the 100 kilogram weight drops down the tube, hits the bottom and smacks it down, and then you just keep doing that. That's what I've got in my head, and I don't understand why that'd cost 70 grand. If it works, I can sell them for 70 grand. Yeah, I haven't done many videos today because we've been busy. As you can tell, I've got every single tool possible out. But we've been getting plumbing, electrics in, sorting out where they're going. Ronnie's starting to insulate the inside of this. We spoke to the building inspector. He said 150 mil in between the joists will be fine. We'll just have that bit, Ron, where we maybe put some of the cavity stuff higher up. So Ronnie's just cutting that. It's 2:10. I've been setting the switches and stuff out and using my label printer. So pendants, spots and wall lights. They're the three. And one little tip that we do, which helps when you come to do second fixes, bring all your cables to your lights through one side and bring your feed in another side. So when you look at this now, I know every socket we ever fit, the feed's on the left and the lights are on the right. And, if you ever get stuck, you'll never end up having to, put the board on and test which one's the feed and which one goes where. Label them, but to be honest, these normally come off when we plaster because we'll coil them in there so they get tight. And then, just using these again. However, I had to cut these ones, which is a bit annoying. So if they make these a bit smaller, it'd be nice. What else have we done? And I've knocked this bit off because I was wondering about getting the doorway through here, that we need the clearance on this, and it's very old school this, because actually the frame for the door frame is actually acting as the lintel. So we'll end up taking that out and we'll probably put a concrete lintel in. But we've got some plasterboard, so we're going to try and get this shower cubicle in so that we can build stud wall and finish the first fix plumbing. First fix plumbing and electrics is obviously what we're aiming for. And I've got to run, they want an induction hob, so I've got to run a 6mm cable from the board is over the back of that window, and I'll run it up along here behind there and try and get it through there. And we've got, make use of this little stud that we've made to keep the worktop in line and insulation and stuff. So Josh and Steve were meant to be in today, however neither of them have come in. So gone from having too many people on here, me panicking about materials, and now we've got loads of materials on the job and not enough people here to do them. And that is it for, well, that's not quite it, for, what day is it, Wednesday? Oh my god, I've got training tonight. Oh, I forgot about that. I have been like a tin man walking around the job today, and I've just slowly been chipping away at jobs, and I've got like some of the electrics done, some of the, the stud walls all plumbed up and stuff, so it hasn't been a total waste. It just doesn't feel as good when you've got like less people in, because it's like less gets done. You sort of think. And I got a call. So tomorrow I've got more concrete pads coming to the yard. So another 20 of them. So I've got to go and make sure that the digger battery is on charge, because the last thing I want to do tomorrow morning is get there and the digger won't start. And I don't know where the charger is, because I think I took it and put it in one of the tipper vans. So I'm gonna have to ring Paul now and check. But yeah, I'm gonna go make sure and sort of get a little plan together, because I'm gonna meet there in the morning and just try and get some bits done. But then I've got the building inspectors coming to the extension job tomorrow, so I need to make sure someone's there for that. What else have we got? Yeah, been a bit of a slow day, and I think it's because I'm knackered. I've just not been able to, like, well, my brain's just tired. I literally, I just want to go to bed now. And I've got football training, so I really do, like, remember why I retired now, because one, it affects work, and two, I just can't do it anymore. Especially can't do Saturday full 90 minutes and then Monday like most of the game. That is my limit. Although I actually done it, my body's feeling it today. But yeah, I'm gonna go to the yard and make sure, get a little plan together, make sure we've got everything ready for these slabs tomorrow, because one, like, I just cannot wait to get like more slabs down, because it'll just make everything so much better. It makes, like, the forklift, you know, stacking pallets, you know, the trailer, just everything's just miles better. And they're so good, them little flags. It's just such a good idea, the way obviously they're like classed as like temporary, removable. I can sell them on, I can, you know, got loads of options with them, so I'm relaxed.